Thanks for inviting us in. It's 6 o'clock and we begin tonight with a Lafayette father now headed to prison, held responsible for his 5-year-old son shooting and killing the boy's brother. Our Rich Nye had his camera in court in Tippecanoe County for sentencing today in another case of a loaded gun left unattended in a home.
Before Judge Stephen Meyer announced the sentence for Deontay Johnson, the judge showed this video in court. That video was on an electronic device the 5-year-old boy played with at the Lafayette apartment where he got hold of a gun and shot his 1-year-old brother in March 2023.
We had here drug-dealing parents who had loaded guns in the house that were obviously not stored properly, and 2 young, curious, and adventurous toddlers in the home.
Both boys had drugs in their system.
The decedent tested positive for marijuana. The surviving victim and older brother tested positive for cocaine and presumptively positive for marijuana.
Johnson received a 32-year prison sentence, plus 8 years probation for neglect of a dependent resulting in death and other charges.
I would just like to apologize to my family, friends, and the community. I asked that he showed a tad bit of leniency on my sentence. And apologize to my children for the tragic situation that has occurred.
The father and mother of the boys were originally going to be tried together, but Shatia Welch took a plea deal, pleading guilty to neglect of a dependent resulting in serious bodily injury. She received a 6-year prison sentence, plus 2 years community corrections and 4 years probation. Welch was sentenced in February. A jury found Johnson guilty in May. As part of the sentence, Johnson can have no contact with his surviving son. In Lafayette, Rich Nye, 13 News.
Before police arrived, Johnson tried to hide a large quantity of marijuana in his car. Police also discovered more than 90 pills laced with fentanyl in the apartment. Want to give you a live look at downtown Indianapolis tonight. It is really shaping up to be a beautiful evening for us. Still warm out there, but not oppressive. Enjoy it while it lasts, because Angela's here to tell us when this muggy meter will start rising again.
We're going to feel it as early as tomorrow.
Okay.
It was very comfortable this morning. We were upper 50s, low 60s
nice.
this morning. It was nice. Plenty warm this afternoon, just not very muggy, but that muggy meter will be on the rise the next several days. There's a live view in Carmel, Noblesville, Crawfordsville, and at the Golf Club of Indianapolis, where we have a nice mix of sun and clouds right now. It is warm. Temperatures are in the 80s, 83 right now in the capital city. We have 85 Bloomington and Seymour, 82 Columbus, and currently 81 degrees in Richmond. We will be in the low to mid 80s for the next several hours. Once the sun goes down, temperatures will drop through the 70s, eventually back into the 60s, just not the low 60s. We'll be upper 60s, close to 70 at 8 a.m., a midday temperature of 84, and then highs tomorrow afternoon, upper 80s, nearing 90 degrees, and we are expecting 90 for the 4th of July. There's also the chance of a stray storm tomorrow afternoon and again on Friday afternoon, but they're going to be few and far between. I really think we're going to be able to count on one hand how many storms actually develop the next couple of afternoons. The bigger story will be the higher heat, higher humidity, several days in the 90s with that muggy meter climbing. Storm chances don't peak until the early part of next week. We'll do a deep dive on this in the 7-day in a few minutes.
All right, Angela, thanks so much. You and I know that the pools are always crowded when it gets hot, and this summer, state lawmakers will study water safety for kids to see if this topic should be required in Indiana schools. Our State House reporter Emily Longnecker has that story for us tonight. Emily?
Well, during the summer study committees, the lawmakers will look at several topics, including water safety and whether kids in grades K through 12 should be required to learn it.
According to the Centers for Disease Control, drowning is the second leading cause of unintentional injury and death for children ages 5 to 14. For kids ages 1 to 4, drowning is the leading cause of death. In a previous session, lawmakers passed legislation requiring life rings to be put up at Lake Michigan to help rescue people in trouble in the water.
Those life rings have turned around and saved a number of lives. I've heard from a lot of public safety officials. And the advocates for that bill basically came forward and said, hey, listen, this is great work, but this is only in Northwest Indiana. So we're looking at how we can spread this through the rest of the state.
Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle say that led to conversations about the number of children who have drowned in Indiana from 2018 to 2021. That number is 49.
And to prevent such tragedies, lawmakers want to look at possibly teaching kids a phrase similar to stop, drop, and roll. That was a phrase used to teach fire safety. The phrase used in water safety is flip, float, and follow. And lawmakers are looking at whether kids learning that phrase could help save lives. Could this lead to legislation surrounding the topic of water safety? Well, we won't know that until later in the year when lawmakers start to file bills. At the Indiana State House, Emily Longnecker, 13 News.
Tonight, police are searching for suspects after a fireworks store was burglarized ahead of the 4th of July. I want to show you this surveillance video. This is from Big Wick Fireworks, showing a car backing into the business and then pulling out, and then suspects run in and grab items. So police are telling us that the suspects got away before officers got to the scene. The store owner says he was at home when he got an alert from cameras at the store. So he looked at the video and was shocked to see 5 or 6 people grabbing fireworks from inside.
Luckily, there was a police officer pumping gas, and he got the call, and he chased them on foot. They didn't catch anybody, but we lost a few items, and overall, the front door is toast, but we got lucky.
The store owner went on to tell us the store is still open for business despite that burglary. Well, as many head out to get those last-minute fireworks, some may be worried about the price. Tonight, Marina Silva takes a look at what you're paying this year to light up the sky for the 4th of July.
The question of will tariffs impact fireworks really depends on who you ask. Some business owners say they stocked up early in order to avoid the increase.
Circle City Fireworks is a local seasonal shop. Their owner, Barbara Whiteside, said she looks at what she made in firework purchases for the current year and then starts buying as soon as the season is over for next year. So this year, most of her product was already bought. Only some of it was impacted by the tariffs. But she says she did not pass that along to the consumer. So now she's planning for next year.
We don't know if the tariffs are going to get pulled, if they're going to be increased, or if they'll just stay the same. So worst case scenario, if they stay the same, we could be looking at double prices for next year.
The best advice is to stock up this year and save them for next year. Reporting in Indianapolis, Marina Silva, 13 News.
And if you are planning to use fireworks at home, be sure to check your local ordinances and have a safety plan in place. In fact, we've got a list of all the fireworks shows taking place across central Indiana. You can find it. We've posted it right now on WTHR.com/SceneOn13.